What did we learn in this 12 years experience in war zones? First, that in contemporary conflicts, 90% of the victims are civilians, one-third children. Second, that the humanitarian action must be based on this principle, the Article 1 of the Universal Declaration. In other terms, we cannot accept a humanitarian action that sees medical care as something very technological, sophisticated, effective, if you are talking about our countries. But then, when we think about the poor countries of the world, we tend to believe that sending out a few drugs, a few tablets, and some syringes is more than enough, is not enough. What we have learned in these years is that we must set up hospitals where we would be happy to be treated ourselves, to have our family members and our friends treated there. If these hospitals are good for them, if the hospitals are good for us, means they are also good for those people. And then we have learned that, unfortunately, for most of the war governments, war is always seen as the solution of a problem. But for the war citizens, war is not the solution. War is exactly the problem. It's because of war that the war citizens remain killed or maimed or wounded, and they are poor or hungry, or they are forced to leave their homes and live as refugees. And finally, we have learned that recognizing the basic equality in rights and dignity of all human beings is exactly the foundation of freedom, justice and peace in the world, as stated in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. For this, we have come to this conclusion that today there is no more justification for war. There's no more historical justification. There's no more political justification, and there's no more ethical justification. So we've fully realized and fully appreciate the thoughts of Albert Einstein when back in 1932 he stated that war cannot be humanized, that war can only be abolished. And this is exactly the goal that is in front of us. And I'm convinced that if human beings will not be able to push war out of the history, war will push human beings out of the history. Thank you very much.